Hey Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and this is my fiber web, a channel where I talk about cross stitch mostly, sometimes knitting and crochet, but today it's just going to be cross stitch. This is going to be a regular Flosstube update. I'm a little bit behind schedule, so I try to film these every 2 weeks and it has been 3 weeks this time. I did have a video since my last update, which was going through my plans for October. So you could go check that out if you'd like. Basically, I'm planning on working on a different project every day in October. Some of those will be Halloween whips, and the rest will be Halloween new starts. So I have a little over 3 weeks worth of stitching to share with you today, I think, because I did not do a stitchy update really in my plans video. It was just what I'm doing for October. So I have a handful of finishes to share with you today. I have a bunch of whips, and I have I think 2 new starts, and part of the reason that I haven't been able to film is because my big kids went back to school and then we all got sick. So last week everyone kind of went through the house. Everyone had a few days where they felt pretty bad, and it seemed to hit me last over the weekend, and so I'm still recovering a little bit of congestion, but I'm feeling a lot better. And then on top of that, my 2-year-old did not take a nap at all yesterday. I was going to try to film yesterday, but he's sleeping right now. So I'm going to try to get this filmed before he wakes back up. I don't know if I said already, today is Wednesday, September 4th. It is a couple days after Labor Day in the US, which has me a little bit confused because the garbage trucks are in the neighborhood and garbage day is usually Tuesday, but this week it's Wednesday because of Labor Day, so it's Wednesday. Pretty sure it's Wednesday. But who knows when you're watching this? Maybe it's not Wednesday. So anyway, happy day, night, evening, morning, afternoon to you, wherever you are. And let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start with my finishes. Actually, the first one, I'm going to have to put a picture in. I didn't even take a good picture. I am talking about my round robin piece that I'm doing with Justine the Shaky Stitcher, Brittany, who is Brit10me on Instagram, and Natasha from Britches Get Stitches. So I finished this a couple weeks ago, and we all mailed our piece out to the next person in the round robin. And I was so excited to get it in the mail that I forgot to like film anything or take a cute picture. So I don't even have a nice picture to put in. I might actually put in Justine's picture that she sent me when she was getting started, because I think I have like a crappy nighttime photo. But anyway, I got my quadrant of that done. I didn't say. It's Honeybee Haven by Carolyn Manning. This is the one that I chose it for this round robin, and then in my other round robin that I'm doing, Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything chose the same one. So I'm going to get to stitch 2 quarters of that one, but one will be mine and one will be on Rebecca's. So yeah, I sent that one off to Justine and she's working on it. And my second round robin I have not sent off yet. My portion is done, so this is my second finish. This one is called The View from My Garden, and I will be shipping this one out tomorrow, I think, to Jill of Stitch and Books, I think. Sorry, Jill. I have recovering illness, brain fog. Okay, so this one is with Rebecca, Jill, and Jamie from Jamie Cruz. And I finished my quarter. So this one is mine. This is the one that I will get back at the end when it is all done. I love the colors in this. I was talking to some of my round robin peeps about how when I first was browsing through all these bouquet collection patterns from Carolyn Manning, I wasn't seeing like how much of it is green. A lot of them, I mean, all the leaves are green, so it makes sense that there's a lot of green. It's a bouquet. But it's really fun if you're stitching one of these to do all of the green first and then go back and put in the colors. So I think that's going to be my strategy for the rest of the round robin. As I get other people's pieces, I'm going to try to put on all the green first and then the other colors. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. This is on a, I think it's 32 count like a ivory or maybe cream colored linen that was unmarked in my stash, and I'm doing it 2/2 with all the called for DMC shades, which are gorgeous. And I posted this on Instagram, and I said I think this dark red might be my new favorite DMC. It's $4.98, and it's like cool toned red. I saved that color for last. Love it. So yeah, I will be shipping this out. I think Rebecca already sent hers. I don't know if Jamie or Jill did. But I will be getting Jamie's to work on next. So I will share that when I have it. Okay, and then my third finish is exciting. I'm going to show you the pattern first, even though it's fully finished, because this is the one that I changed. So this is Pisces by Nora Corbett, and in the original, you can see everything is sort of, it's not monochromatic, but the dress and the fish and the little arch at the top of the frame are all this sort of teal color. And this is the one where I decided to change my fish to orange. And I have not fully finished. I have completed stitching and beading Pisces. So I had put up an Instagram story while I was working on this. After I stitched one of the fish, I said, should I do them both orange or one orange and one blue? I decided to do them both orange because I thought it might look sort of unbalanced if one was blue. And then I also was going to try to use the called for beads and have just an orange fish with like blue beads. But I started stitching that and I did not like it. So I did a conversion for the beads as well. So I just went, like, if you don't know, you can find a conversion online from Mill Hill beads to DMC shades. So I kind of started from there to see what shades went with the oranges that I picked. And I think there are 3 colors of beads that are used in the fish. So the lighter orange, there's like, one of them has like the more solid color and one of them is more translucent. And then I picked the dark orange is like a matte bead, so it's not very shiny. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus on the beads and not me. And then all the rest of the beads I used as called for. So if you do want to convert this, you still need to get all of the called for beads, I believe, because I think they're all used somewhere else, except maybe the very darkest blue bead. I still used it for the fish's eyes, but if you wanted to change that, you wouldn't have to buy those. But anyway, I basically bought the entire bead pack plus 3 more colors to do this. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think she looks great. I used the called for 32 count Witchelt linen. I don't remember what the color is. I think it's French Cafe Mocha or something. And I might have talked about this last time. I was a little bit upset about the fact that I used the called for fabric and still some of the called for beads did not fit very well in the squares. So I did also change some of the called for beads, like in her headdress. It's supposed to be there's 2 sort of medium turquoise beads, and I switched it to use the ones that fit better, that were smaller. So mine looks a little bit different in that way too. But yeah, very happy with how she turned out. I want to try to find an oval frame for her. I don't have anything like that right now, so no current plans for a fully finish, but I will be on the lookout for a frame that would fit well. Yeah, very happy with how she turned out. I think she looks great. Oh, I also omitted some of the beads. I didn't put the word Pisces in backstitch, and I didn't do the Pisces symbol at the top, right here. And then if you look like by her earrings and coming out from her head, there's a bunch of those more translucent looking beads. And I didn't do those. I thought it was too much and it was too crowded and things weren't fitting right. And also, I don't know if I said this before because I don't know if I even realized that I did it, but one of my fish, this one, is like 1 stitch too close to the lady and also I think too close to her hand. So fitting all those translucent beads in there was going to be a nightmare anyway, but I love how it looks without them. So there's my fully finished Pisces. This is my second Nora Corbett finish. The first one was Wisteria, and I have not finished a Mirabilia yet. I have one other Mirabilia whip right now, and that is Scent of Old Roses, which I just have a small start on, and I'm nowhere near the beads, but I do love beading, so maybe I will do like the Nora November and work on Scent of Old Roses in November. That one was my birthday start this year in March. Okay, and then I have one more finish to share with you that I am very excited about. This was a piece that I forgot to show in my mid-year whip parade where I sorted out what I wanted to finish this year and what I didn't. And I did want to finish it this year, but I had it stored in a stupid place, so I forgot to grab it for my whip parade. But I will try to insert a picture of where it was in the middle of the year, because I don't think I had worked on it. Or maybe I had for Whip Go earlier in the year. I don't know. Basically, I got a ton of this done recently. This is my Farming Magic stitch along from Flossy Fox shop. So it looks so good. I started this when the stitch along was happening. I think I might have joined late, or maybe not. I don't know. But it started, this came out in 8 parts. I think it was 2003, at the beginning of 2003 it started. 2023. So, yeah, I think it started in January of 2023. And I started, I don't know if I started on time or if I was a little bit late. But anyway, like this, I remember this cow was first. This was part 1. It came out in 8 parts. And I had through part 5 completed, which I think had this barn. But none of this existed a month ago. And like down this corner where the pumpkins and the puppy and this rooster that is adorable, he's new. Yeah, the house is new, the fox, the cat, the flying cat dragon, I think it's a cat. There's also an orange cat down here, and this one's much bigger, so I don't remember if that's like something else. The chicken coop is new. Almost all the clouds, so I had done like a few clouds over here, but all these are new. Yeah, I love it. So this is the only Flossy Fox shop chart that I have done, and what should I say about it? It's on 32 count. I think it's called Ancient White or something like that, and it's like a Jobelin. I think it's the leftover from my Wisteria from Nora Corbett that I just mentioned. And I used not all of the called for DMC because when I started this I did not have a complete set, so I used close approximations from my stash. So in particular the browns that I used for both the cow and like these fences and these guys, my browns were much warmer than the called for, and then when I got to this house I used the called for browns. So these should have been the browns that were used throughout, but I don't think it's a problem. I think it's okay. My fence looks a little more weathered, and yeah, I think some of the other colors too, like maybe some of the greens, I didn't have all of them, so I swapped them out. But I'm very happy with how this turned out. There was a lot of color changes, but it didn't really bother me in this one for some reason. Like sometimes I have to be in the mood for projects that have a lot of like these little, the fences were a little bit annoying because there's like just a few stitches here and there, but it's so cute, like this little purple bird and this blue bird. I asked my kids what their favorite animal was in this, and they each had like an initial answer, and then they kept looking at it and changed their answer like 3 or 4 times because there's so many fun things to find in here. And I'm not like a big video gamer, but I did have like a Stardew Valley phase, so that's part of the reason that I picked this out. And I love it. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, fully finishing wise. I thought it might be cool to do like a soft finish and put it up in the room where my kids play video games. Sorry, I'm going to have to sneeze, so I'm going to have to cut this out. Okay, we're back. Alright, so I think I was saying I want to maybe try to do like a soft finish wall hanging thing like that I can hang in the room where my kids play video games. So that's the current plan right now. Very happy with this. I did have sort of tight margins, but if I do that soft finish, I think it should be fine. Also, it's sort of funny. I did not iron this, like you can probably tell, and I pinned it to this felt ironing mat that I have, which is comical. I don't know what my problem is. I'm like anti-ironing everything all the time. So for my first few Flosstube videos, I was ironing finishes, and then I stopped at some point. I will iron it when I'm going to fully finish it. So sorry about the wrinkles. I'm not really sorry. Okay. Next, I have some new starts sitting here, so we're going to do new starts next. The first one goes along with my round robins that I was just talking about. So it's a new start for me, even though the project is not new. And this is Natasha of Britches Get Stitches. This is her Carolyn Manning pick. This one is called Spice. I'm just trying to get it in a way that's easy to show you. Okay, so here's where this is at. So Natasha obviously stitched this first quadrant, and I'm working on the next one, trying to get those greens in there so that I can get into all of these beautiful fall colors. This palette is also gorgeous. I love it. I love the oranges and reds, and yellow. So I think this is a 40 count, and this one is 1/1. No, 1/2. So it's a little bit slower going than the two that I picked. I put on, one of them is on 16 count Ada, and the other one is on 32 count. So it's easier for me to go quickly with those because I like to stitch in hand using the sewing method. So this one is going a little bit slower. Natasha already finished her second part and sent it. Did I say that already? She's like shipping it on to me, so I'm gonna have two. I need to work on this so that I can send this one on. I was doing like one strand a day, which is a lot of stitches because Natasha cut the floss that I think about the same length I do. I think these are like 1 yard pieces. So if you don't cut it in half and you have a super long strand and you do one strand a day, you can get a ton of stitches. And that's what I was doing. And then I stopped. So I need to start working on this again. But look at these colors. And I think Natasha said her husband made this floss keeper for her, which is adorable. I love it. This was fun to get in the mail. It's been fun to work with. So yeah, I need to work on these greens so that I can get to the colors. 'Cause once you get all the leaves in, the rest, for me at least, goes a lot quicker. So there you have it. Another thing that I only have one other new start. I just shared this on my Instagram that I was starting this on Monday, on Labor Day. This is a vintage Bernat kit that I found on eBay. It is called Autumn Foliage. And I think I have showed this on my channel because I showed you the chart, which is like a hand-drawn, that's upside down I think, but the whole thing is drawn by hand. And so yeah, on Monday I decided to start this because it reminds me of my dad, who we lost 6 years ago on Labor Day weekend. So on Monday I went to my mom's house, and my husband and my 3 kids went, and then my brother came with his 2 boys, and we had a cookout. And then when I got home, I decided I wanted to start this. So my dad liked to ride a motorcycle, and he really liked to find scenic routes to go drive on. Like he would just like check out the atlas and find a route that was marked a scenic route and go check it out. He liked to go ride over to the Mississippi River by the Palisades and So this made me think of him, and I decided to start it. So Monday after the cookout, I came home and I sorted all of the kit floss, and I put it on floss drops. And these colors are gorgeous. This, I mean, I don't know when this kit was actually made, but the copyright date is 1982. And, you know, sometimes, like, if you get an older kit like that that's maybe been stored where it's sitting in the sun, then some of the colors might be faded, or sometimes the kit fabric is, like, a little bit yellowed, just from, like, age and sun and whatever other environmental things. But these colors are stunning. It must have been stored not in a sunny window. So it were interesting to sort because the chart just says, like, there are 4 rust colors, sort them from darkest to lightest, but it did give you the number of strands. So, and they are DMC, but they were just all, like, tied in a knot together. So I guess I could have, like, referenced my color card and tried to match them up, but they gave you the number of strands for each, and it just said sort them lightest to darkest. So, like, there's 4 of these rusty oranges, and then there are 4, they called them blue greens, and then also 4 yellow greens, and then there's some browns and grays. Anyway, this palette is gorgeous. The colors are not faded at all. I haven't checked to see if, like, there are color lot, you know, dye lot differences in the DMC shades from how they used to be. Like, I don't know if these match what I currently have in stash, but they are beautiful, and I decided to use also the kit Ada, which is just a 14 count white Ada. And this is how far I got. There was a needle in the fabric, and there is a little bit of rust, but I don't care. I'm leaving it. I'm thinking I'm going to eventually frame it like this, where, like, you're not going to see any of the fabric outside of the stitching, so I don't care that there's rust. And this is how far I got. I just stitched with some of those blue greens. I think I got about 400 stitches or so in this corner down here. So I can start working on one of the rust colored bushes next, or one of the yellow green ones. I think I might try to work my way across the bottom all the way to the other side, just to make sure that everything fits, because this kit Ada did not have much margin. It's like 1 inch on the top and bottom, and like 1.5 inches on the left and right, so I just want to make sure it all fits across. So I might do, I think Laura from Stitching by the Shore does this too with her full coverage. She likes to try to, like, get 3 of the corners in and then, like, fill in from there. So I might sort of do that. And I'm kind of treating it like it's not all the way full coverage. Like, a lot of the sky and some of the river are not stitched, so it's not full coverage. But since it is this giant, like, hand-drawn paper chart, like, this thing folds all the way out like a giant map. And I don't want to try to, like, squish it into a copier. I don't want to, like, bend it the wrong way, because this paper is already feeling a little bit flimsy and tired. So I'm just stitching it from the paper. I'm not going to highlight it. So I'm just kind of trying to go like I would for a full coverage, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. So I love that piece. I don't know how often I'm going to work on it. It is, since it's like sort of a remembrance type of a piece, it's interesting to work on. Lots of feelings still. So we'll see how that one goes, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. Oh, I do have one more new start. Okay, this is my new Night Riders stitch along from Love Poppet. So I want to show you how this showed up. Claire sent me a kit all the way from across the ocean. She sent me the kit. It came really fast. So I just wanted to show you. She sent it in this cute box. So you can see I got an even weave. It's like this, you know, cute, like, fancy box. So it came with this little Love Poppet card with how to get in touch with Claire. She sent a little needle, stick them with the pointy ends. Love it. She had all of the DMC, I think it's DMC, floss pre-sorted on these cute Love Poppet floss cards. Mine is messy because I have started it, but I also love this color palette. So it's a Halloween piece, but I like that it's not super traditional Halloween colors. Like there's no orange and purple in here. It's just sort of more of a fall color scheme. And so far only one clue is out, and I got a pretty good start on it. I actually pulled this out to work on earlier today, but my tablet was dead, so I did not work on it. But here is my start. So there's a witch on the front of this broom. I got the cat in there. I still have to get its eyes. And then I think that this sort of Quaker design looking background, I think it's the moon. I think it's like the witch flying in front of the moon. But it is a mystery, so I'm not quite sure yet. But yeah, I think I got a 32 count even weave. I'm not sure what this color is. I don't know. I'm not sure who dyed it, but it's very pretty. It's showing up a little bit more gray on the camera than it really is. It's a bit more blue in real life. And yeah, I'm just stitching it 2 over 2, what they called for. This is one that I can go pretty quick on too. So hopefully once I get this out, again, it will only take me maybe 1 or 2 more times to stitch it. And then also, like, everything was wrapped in this cute tissue paper, which I ripped, but it was an adorable, happy mail day. And I would highly recommend checking out Claire and her shop if you haven't yet. It's lovepoppet.co.uk if you want to check out her kits and patterns. I think she also just recently started a Patreon, so you could check that out too. I think there was an octopus pattern that she released on there, and then there might be another one now for this month. I haven't checked. So yeah, go check her out. Okay, I think I have whips now. Okay, I'll show you this one first. You've seen this one a lot of times. I pulled this out a couple times for the Fandom Stitching Central prompts. This is my Carolyn Manning Prairie Wind. This is the first Carolyn Manning that I ever started, and I am hoping to finish it this year. I think I am... Let me check. I have my tablet. I didn't write down how far I am, so... Yeah, okay, I was going to say, I think I hit 70%. I'm at 70.34% complete. And I think I only have like 2, 4, 6. I only have 7 colors left to do. So I have been very motivated by color completing. I also did that with Farming Magic once I got to the point where I had enough stuff in there to count off of without danger of giant mishaps. I totally love color completing. I find it very motivating to like check that box in addition to getting the stitches done. So that's what I was doing with this, and then I started jumping around a little bit. I think in the Fandom Stitching group, some of the prompts are like stitch like 300 green stitches or something, so I had to pick green even though that isn't what I was working on. But that's fine. Any progress on this is good. I still think I'll be able to finish that this year. And then another one that I pulled out is a stitch along that is ongoing right now that I have fallen behind on, but I got a lot of progress on this, so I will try to put up a picture of where I was before. This is my Forest Fairytale stitch along from Maria at Quaternion Creations, and I got like more than 2,000 stitches done on this. So I used this also for Fandom Stitching. There was a prompt to stitch on something designed by someone who lives in a different country than you, and Maria is from Estonia. So I got this out. I finished all the black stitching in this section, and then I put in this little owl, this owl, and I worked on that. I think it's a Leshy in the center. I worked on him, and the flower basket. and some of the branches that divide the sections. And yeah, I think I got just about 2,000 stitches on this. I want to keep working on this month before my craziness in October starts to see how far I can get. I don't think I'm going to catch up before it's done. I'm already 3 or 4 sections behind that I haven't even started. Like, this center one has Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and then I think that this one down here is already released, so maybe there's 2 left. I don't know. But this one I'm doing 1/1 on a 22 count Aida from Bestitch Me. The color did not have a name, and it's washing out a little bit. Oh, that's kind of what it looks like. That's truer to color. It's like cool and warm greens. Pretty modeling. So this one, it's nice that it's mostly one color, but since the stitches are so tiny, it does go a little bit slower. I can't really do the sewing method because the stitches will slide out from where they're supposed to be, so I have to stab and pull for this one. Still doing it in hand though, and I love it. Okay, I'm using the called for DMC colors for that, the 310 and then the 2 accent colors. Okay, next I have this is another whip that I pulled out for a prompt, I think. This is my Dimensions Woodland Babies kit that I absolutely adore. I started this earlier this year, and I had a plan to work on it every month, and I did not do that, but I did get it out. Here's how far I am. Last time I just had the frog done, and I liked the branch he was on, but not the other branches. So I put in, or not branches, the leaves from whatever that is, whatever that plant is. So I put in some more of the green leaves, and I did some of the deer's butt so that I could get down to the turtle. So this tan stuff down here is the turtle's shell. And the turtle, I think, is my favorite part of this because he's like hopping over to give the deer a kiss, it looks like. And I love it. Sorry, my hand is like shaking a little bit. So yeah, I was trying to get down to the turtle. I love this one. Sometimes with like my knitting whips, I have a bunch of whips and I don't really want to work on any of them, and then I end up starting something new. And with my stitching stuff, I feel like I want to work on everything. I want to work on all of them every day and start new things because there's so many things. I'm not going to put this back in here right now. Okay, sorry for the noise. All right. I left that one out at my mid-year whip parade saying I wanted to work on it this year and try and finish it. There's no way I don't think that I'm going to actually finish it, but I want to keep working on it. The next one in this pretty 805 Stitcher bag is my Study in Pink by the Artsy Housewife. And this one I worked on during a Zoom call. So if I have a picture from last time, I'll put it in. Basically, I just had this flower and like these. I just had these 3 leaves, I think, and the flower. So I put in these 3, and then I started the top corner of the butterfly. I'm stitching this on a, I think it's a 36 count Cocoa by Fiber on a Whim, but I might be lying, so I'll put it on the screen if I'm wrong. And I did not have most of the called for colors, so I have this mess of floss that I pulled from Stash that is like sort of close colors. This one is called for though, 666. I'm excited to get to that one. Okay. Another one that I just pulled out for like one day is my Peppermint Rose from the Cross Stitch Studio. Is that what it is? I don't know. This one was a mystery stitch along from 2020. 3. It's full coverage, and I don't remember why I pulled this out, but I just started working in some of the parked threads. I think it was for a prompt, because I think I just worked on stitching in some of these parked threads until I had the number I needed for the prompt, which was probably 300 stitches. So you probably can't tell, but I was also just like sort of in the mood for full coverage, so that might have been why I pulled that out. I don't remember. It's been a weird 3 weeks. Okay, this one is exciting. This is another current ongoing stitch along. This is Monster House by Satsuma Street. I won't put a picture in because it's a mystery stitch along and I'm caught up, so everything you need to see is right here. Okay, this is my monster house. It looks so good. So I don't remember where it was last time I showed you, but the first part was the center with the cats on the stairs and the skeleton butler, and then the second part was this side with the werewolf, the headless horseman guy, this tentacle, and this lamppost that I absolutely love. The third part was the other side, so this lamppost, another tentacle, and then look at these shy ghosts that they're like peeking out from behind the, what do you call those? Like those posts on the porch. They're so cute. They're supposed to have eyebrows and smiles, which I'm leaving off for right now because I like how they look with just the eyes, but I might put them in later. And then the fourth part, which is the current clue, is this whole big tall thing. So the witch, the vampire, and then the bat and skull weather vane. I think it's a weather vane. I love it. So it felt like this part took a little bit longer than the other parts, but once I got going, like, I just did not want to stop. This is on a 28 count kiwi linen by Fiber on a Whim. So this is another one where I can just zoom along. It feels like the stitching goes really quick. I'm using all the called for DMC shades. This is not the called for fabric, but I love how it's turning out. You can see pretty well on this vampire part how close the colors are to my fabric, but they still, like, you can still totally see, like, nothing is ghosting. That witch's face had me a little nervous, but she's all backstitched and she looks fabulous. I love this. So there are 2 parts left. Parts 5 and 6 are on the top of the house on either, oops, I'm going the wrong way, on either side of here, so I don't know what they're going to be, but the next one comes out on Friday. So I am ready. I'm just going to give you a little bit closer look at the vampire and all the other little critters and ghoulies and ghosties and the cats. My cats still have their wonky eyes. I haven't gone back to try and adjust the backstitch. They might just stay like that. Oh, I should show you too, the bat has like purple red eyes. Can you see that? It's DMC 34. I love it. This is so fun to work on. Okay, I just finished up the current clue last night. I stayed up a little bit late to get it done. Okay, and then I think this is my last whip to share. I feel like there's something else, but I don't have anything else in my stack, so this must be the last one. So I'm going to do this away from the mic. Okay. This is Jack's Bash by Plum Street. Will I turn it the right way? Never. Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, so I started this a while ago, but this month in Fandom Stitching Central in the Facebook group, there is a Sampler September / Stitch Along. Sampler and Sal September. I don't know what it's called. But the point is, you get made up points if you work on a sampler, a stitch along, or you could do one of each. So this is the sampler that I chose. Here's where I'm at. Hopefully I will have a picture of where I was last time. So I worked on this, I think, September 1st. I finished out that black house, and I think I only had the letter A, so I put a few more letters in. So I'm trying to focus on this during September, for Sampler September, and for this fandom thing, because you get points for every 100 stitches you complete. So I'm counting my stitches, but also this is one of my Halloween pieces that I absolutely love and don't ever work on, so I just want to try to get a bunch of progress on it. However, as soon as I posted on Instagram that this was going to be a focus piece for me this month, I put it away. So my plan was to work on this every day, but then I didn't do that because I wanted to catch up on Monster House. And now I want to catch up on Night Riders, and I need to work on my Round Robin piece since Natasha wants me to have all of them at once. So I should probably work on that first, my Round Robin, so I can get that sent off. But I will have another one coming in, so this is still going to be a focus piece. I'm still going to try and work on this when I don't have something else with a deadline that needs my attention first. I'm using the called for over-dyed flosses for this. And this is like I think this is my only project bag that also has a thread bed. So I've just been sort of squishing them up in here so they don't get all tangled up in the bag. And this is another one that I just have on paper. I haven't tried to get it into an app, so counting the stitches is interesting on this one. It's obviously much easier to count stitches in Pattern Keeper. And then I mentioned the fandom stitching has a SAL and a sampler option, so that's my sampler, and my stitch along is the Forest Fairytale. So I'm going to try to get points for that to keep me motivated to keep working on that this month. Okay, that's everything that I have stitched on in the last 3 weeks, I think. Let me look at my notes and see if there's anything that stands out that I missed. Yeah, that's everything. One other thing, I had another UFO, so I decided I did not want to finish Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow, and I put up a post on Instagram asking if anyone wanted to adopt it, and someone did. Also, since I was in the actual stitch along for that while it was happening, all I had was PDFs, but I did reach out to the designer to see if it would be okay to share my pattern with the person that I passed it on to who was going to finish it, and she said it was okay. So I just wanted to say that because I'm not just sharing PDFs willy-nilly. That's not a good look. I did get permission for that. So I'm happy that that project has gone to a loving home where hopefully it will get more attention than it was getting here. And then the other thing that I have been working on is trying to get my last few projects for October kitted up so that I'm ready to go. Again, if you did not see my last video, I talked about all the projects that I want to work on in October, and I sort of sorted them into what was fully ready to go and what still needed fabric or floss. So I've been working through that list of projects that still needed items. One of the things that I got, oh, this is going to be really crinkly. I got my Be Stitch Me fabric of the month. I think this is my July fabric. It's called Coconut Shell. I'm not going to take it out of this noisy paper, but it's an 18 count Aida, and I was thinking that this might work well for the Halloween sampler by Crochet A Go-Go. So I have to see if this is big enough. I know that project is large, and this is 18 count fat quarter, so I have to see if it fits. I think the called for is Vintage Country Mocha, and this is a little bit darker, but I'm going to pull the flosses and do a floss toss and see if it looks okay. This one I think I'm going to start on October 1st. I think that's the day that the stitch along that Natasha is hosting starts. So that is my plan, to get that figured out before then. And then I also was working on getting Autumn Dream from Cottage Garden Samplings kitted up. I had said in my video if anyone is planning on starting any of these to let me know, and maybe we could start them, pick a day and start them together. I'll take them off my wheel. We can do it as a start along. So I'm going to start this one actually on Friday with a friend. this Friday. So I will start it before October, but it will still go on the wheel as a whip, and I'll work on it one day. And this is charted to use all Weeks dye works. There are 13 different colors of Weeks, and I don't have a lot of Weeks in my stash, and I would like to keep it that way. So I went through today, this morning, and pulled colors. So basically I looked up the DMC option, and then for some of mine I did pull the DMC, which is like these lighter shades, and this, no, just these two are DMC. And then the other ones, I looked at what the DMC and the overdyed looked like, and then I picked stuff from stash. So I have got some classic colorworks. This is Pirate Robin Daffodil. I've got some sampler threads. There is one Weeks in here, my leftover Lancaster red from something that I got that was kitted. So yeah, this one, there's a few more DMC in my bag. So this one I'm ready to start on the 5th, so that's one of my plans. I'm going to do it on a 40 count vintage country mocha. And then this I have to share. I just posted about this on Instagram and a bunch of people responded, so I'm going to share. I was working on kitting up Field Mouse Hollow, because this is with Thy Needle and Thread. Sorry if the glare is annoying. All of the flosses in here are overdyed, and it doesn't have a nice little chart on the back like a lot of patterns do, but it does list the colors that you need. So this one I think has Weeks, Gentle Arts, and Classic Colorworks. And what I did is I opened up the chart, I went through and I made a list based on like what part of the chart it is. So I put like the shoe, the vine, I put like light, medium, and dark orange, light and dark purple, whatever, like what they actually are, like the color for the moon, the color for the cheeks. And then I went through my stash and pulled colors that I thought would be good. And this is the chart that I shared that has 4 different colors charted for back stitch. If you look at this, the only back stitches are the mouse's whiskers, which are the same color as the mouse fur. There's a back stitch above the moon's eyeball for his eyebrow, and then there's back stitch on this pumpkin. Why do we need 4 different colors? Also, 2 of them, the line looks exactly the same color, and I think that the back stitches on the face of the jack-o'-lantern bucket and the handle might be different colors, both overdyed. One of them is only used in this whole chart for the back stitch. I do not understand that, but like you cannot tell looking at the chart the difference between the 2 colors. So anyway, I'm just gonna pick one, but I thought that was funny. So yeah, I just put, I don't know if you care to see these, but I have a mix of Classic Colorworks, a Gentle Art, and some DMC that I'm going to use for my Field Mouse Hollow. And I think I'm just going to pick one color. Like, I'm going to do the same color for the moon's eyebrow and the bucket details that need to be backstitched, because that seems reasonable to me. So, yeah. I don't know. This is my first Brenda Gervais pattern, so I don't know if this is like a common occurrence in her charts, but I just thought that was funny and a little bit ridiculous. So so yeah, I've been having fun like with my process of kitting things up. Sometimes I will pull like all of the DMC and see what overdyes I have that kind of can replace them. But this Field Mouse Hollow one, since the colors, like, you know, they don't really need to work together in a specific way for shading or anything. So it was more fun to just say, like, this is one of the mouse's dresses, and then, like, I could pick whatever color I want, like, right? Like, they don't need to be orange and purple even, they could be anything. So I like that part of it, like the organizing and puzzle solving part of starting new projects. So I think I still have a small handful of things that I need to check on floss for, meaning that the chart calls for some overdyed flosses, and I need to take a closer look and see if I want to just use DMC or if I want to choose overdyed flosses. I did just place an order for a handful of Gentle Arts and Classic Colorworks colors because I was working on Jack's Bash and some of the colors that I need are missing. So I needed those. One of them that I need is not currently in stock at Lindy Stitches or Top Knot Stitcher or 123 Stitch, but I did find it at a different shop. I don't even remember what it's called right now. And they had like a flat shipping fee, so I just went through like and sort of eyeballed my patterns and chose some colors that I thought I might need for the remaining Halloween patterns that I have to be kitted. So I don't really know how well that's going to work out as a method for getting things up, but I will have, you know, a nice little mini collection of overdyed flosses showing up soon, hopefully, that I can match up with some of these. Do I have anything else to say? I don't know. School started. The weather has been all over the place. It cooled off and felt like fall, and then it was in the 90s again and humid and disgusting, and now we're in like the mid 80s, but it's not humid summertime 80s, it's like cool fall 80s, so that's nice. Is there anything else coming up? I don't know. Happy Sampler September if you're participating in that. I hope you're ready for some fall stitching or Halloween stitching. I was driving to my mom's house the other day and I noticed the apple orchard is like bursting with apples. I always remember apple picking season after it's like already done. It's like time for pumpkins and the apple trees are all empty. So I'm gonna try to take the kids to the apple orchard this weekend, I think. So if that happens to you too, don't forget the apples. It's time, at least where I am, Northern Illinois. It's time for apples. Okay, I'm just rambling. I'm tired. Everyone's been sick. I feel like I have like cabin fever, toddler mom cabin fever. I don't know. So I hope you're well. I hope if you're still here that you enjoyed my ramblings and got some stuff done. And I hope that you have a lovely day. And I will see you next time. Take care.